Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of FSEconomy with me, your Herd 37. So our last flight, we ended up here at CYQX, that's Gander International, Gander, Newfoundland, Canada. And this is finally the big one. We got to get this plane over to the U.S. so we can be around some more airports. Just leasing this thing and not having it. We flew it a lot at first, but then it got stuck up there, like I said, and so it's just been kind of costing us money a little bit. And so finally we're going to get this thing out of here. Like I said, CYQX, Gander Internet, or Gander, it is Gander International, Gander, Newfoundland, Canada, KFMH, that is Falmouth, Massachusetts. I keep saying, it's like almost a tongue twister for me for some reason, I don't know why. But it is 6 people, so there's 7 slots still available, but 12,750. It's a big paying one. It's also about 800 miles though, so it's really long. I went ahead and filled this thing up 90% fuel. That's 300 gallons. So we should have plenty of fuel there. Well, I shouldn't say plenty of fuel, but we should have enough fuel. Look over here at Flight Sim Commander here at Gander. So we just came in a few minutes ago. So we're gonna take off on runway 21. That's a heading of 209 degrees. Down here at Falmouth, we're gonna land on runway 23, heading 233. So we will just come straight in here on the ILS. ILS frequency 109.55. Altitude of the airport is about 128 feet. That's got it right at 800 miles. So yeah, it is a long flight. And it's because that's when we landed last time. I must have not hit the record on the landing. It was a really good landing. I would like to have replayed that. But apparently I didn't hit the button. And I guess when I clicked it off, I didn't even look at it. Because usually I just click it off and I actually started it instead of clicking it off. That kind of sucks. Because it was a really good landing. Anyhow, like I said, we're going to have this thing, I'll have already had the plane started up and everything, and we'll just be ready to taxi, since it's basically just a real quick turnaround. So, let's go ahead and move on over to the plane. Alright, everybody, here we are in the plane. As I said, we're all set up. Unfortunately, I couldn't get this thing to start where we left off. I think it was over there or something. Otherwise, we could literally just step over onto the runway. It was really nice. Go ahead and start this flight. Are you kidding me? Alright, no. So it's off by 853. That's insane. Ignore that. So we've got our people. Full screen it. That way we're going to fly, and set this 8,500 feet. Go 8,500, and the heading of the runway is 209. I need to get that in. It's hard to read that. 209. Alright, so taxi light will come on. I need to turn my nav lights on as well. Is that cabin to the left? That's strobes. Yeah, so we're going to find this runway. I think we have to taxi onto one runway. Let me go outside real quick. I think to get over to our runway, we have to actually taxi. Let's see. So that's our runway over to the far right. So I believe what we have to do is actually taxi onto this runway, and then taxi over to our runway. Alright, so let's go ahead and do this. So it's a bit of a far taxi and kind of an odd taxi. That's why I would really like to have been able to start up right where we were. That was like perfect. We were literally like right by the runway. So yeah, I think it was over in the corner, right? Yeah, I think it's right there. Right there. We can get onto the runway. Hopefully we have enough fuel. That's my only concern. I think we will, but I mean, you never know. Till we get there. Taxiing a little quick. I usually do. It's like one of my things. I want to just get the thing in the air. Alright, so this is 13 and 31. So let's make sure that there's no one coming from the other. I don't see anybody. I don't see anyone on here either. Strobe lights, taxi lights. Let's go ahead and enter the runway. And we'll taxi on down to the right. We'll be able to get this thing in the air over to Falmouth. I don't know why I keep having... There's a Falmouth. I don't know why I'm having a hard time. Like, it's gotta be Falmouth. I've heard of it before, but for some reason I can't really say it. I don't know why. This thing really wants to go right all of a sudden. I don't know why. If anything, I would think it would want to go to a little left or something. I don't think there could be, like, the wind. It couldn't be the wind, because the wind would definitely be pushing me to the left anyway. Alright, so here is the runway. I'm going to make sure no one's coming. And really quickly, I don't know if we should do this here or not. Or if we should get on our runway. Since this is technically the active over here, I guess we'll go ahead and do this here before takeoff checklist. Parking brake is set. Bring that back. Flight controls need to be free and correct. Rudder pedals, everything looks good. Flight instruments, everything is checked. Heading and everything is in. Altimeters, I just reset it. Altitude select, we've already got that up 8,500. Fuel boost switch is in norm. I'll go ahead and put it in norm. So you can hear it come on. I say I'll go ahead and put it in norm. Fuel tank selectors, let's make sure that they're still on both. Fuel quantity, see at about 90%, so that looks good. Fuel shutoff knob, fully pushed in. Go ahead and trim this. Looks good. Power lever, 400 foot-pounds. We're going to check for 28.5 volts, and I'm sure we will not have it. We'll be at 28 probably. It's almost right at 400. I didn't even need to hit that. You have 28. Inertial separator, it says check. Or at 402 there. You see it does come down. And then it does come back up. So that's good. Overspeed governor, of course, like I said, we will skip that. Standby power, we'll skip that because I'm not too sure about that either. Alright, ice protection, I've already got the pitot heat, stall heat, all that good stuff on. Prop auto heat, as you can see. Bring this power back. Avionics and radar, good. Nav source, I've already put it over to GPS. Transponder coming on. VFR, it's on. Strobe lights are on already. Landing lights are on. Flaps, go ahead and set. Fuel condition lever isn't high. That's like the last thing, because I remember we missed that in the last episode. That's like the last thing, I guess. Alright, rotate about 75 knots. Put the flaps up 85 to 95. Alright, everything looks good. Come up here. Nobody to our left, nobody to the right. Reset my views. Parking brake is off. Let's go ahead and get flying. I can tell she takes a little more thrust to get going than before. We're so much heavier, all that fuel. Looks like we're going to be flying, well, maybe not actually. I'm going to say we might be heading towards that plane that's coming in, but apparently not. Alright, let's go ahead and advance the throttle. Oh, she's blinking. I'll pull off a little bit. There we go. And, well, because I was looking at that, we'd already gotten past our speed, and 85 to 95 knots to retract the flaps. Trying to get the thrust set, and by the time we had that, we were already past time to rotate. Trim this back up. I had trimmed it down a little much there. You can actually turn to the right a bit. And head on down to Falmouth, which I guess is to the southwest. Bring that nose back up. I'm going to pull back on the power a bit. Autopilot coming on. Tail damper, let's go ahead and switch it over to nav. And I'll switch to vertical speed. And climbing about 1,000 feet a minute. See the desired track here, 262. Go ahead and set that. Man, this is gonna be a long flight. You can see it says right now, as of right now, 6.5 hours. Like, damn. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead on the prop lever, 1600 to 1900. So bring that back a little bit. Well, I guess we should have waited until we got a little bit higher, maybe. But it does say 1600 to 1900 on the climb. Looks pretty nice. Nothing really around. Like I said, isn't Gander... I want to say, like, the English football team or something crashed there on takeoff. Because they didn't wait for de-icing or whatever. It was on, was it air crash investigation or whatever? I love that. I wish they would bring some more episodes back. By the way, you can find, I think, all but one or two. In fact, that might be one that's not actually on YouTube. All the others are on YouTube. There's other places where you can go to find that, though. Yeah, I watched every single freaking episode, and there are a ton of them. Anyhow, we're going up to 8,500 feet. I'm going to go ahead and... We're going to just go ahead and speed up, because, I mean, we got 6 hours. This is a long flight. And I've got to sit here for all of it. Of course, it won't be quite as long, because I'll speed up to 4x. That's what I'm going to go ahead and do, everyone. I will be right back in just a little bit. Alright, everybody's slowing it down to normal speed, about 19.5 miles out. By the way, this thing was listed 800 miles in FSEconomy and FS Commander. I put it into 4X, and a little while after that, I looked at it, and we were well over 800 miles at that point. So this thing had to be closer to 900 for some reason. That was very, very odd. Luckily, we just do have enough fuel. That could have been real bad. ILS frequency 109.55, so let's go ahead and switch that over. Let's put this 109. Switch that over, and now let's switch this one. 109.55. Alright, so I'm going to put the heading a little over to the right, and let's go ahead and use the heading mode. We're here to CDI, and put it over on the V-lock. Let's see, 233 on the course. Alright, let's just go a little over to the right. 14 miles out, let's hurry up on our descent, pull back on the power. We were originally descending about 700 feet a minute, and I slowed it down because I think I started my descent a little too quick. Can't really say I'm seeing anything here. It's got 109.50. 109.55. Still didn't really bring anything up. We're gonna need to go over to the right some more. This is our airport over here. Well, there's our glide slope. So we are coming in high. Pull back on the power a little more as we hasten our descent as well. And high RPM. It's probably going to be our runway right there. Not really making any headway here on that glide slope. Altitude select. I'll let it go down to 500. Let's see if we hit nav. Let's see. Will she fly to it? Alright. All is looking good. Our speed's getting a little low here, so she's turning towards it. We're coming back on the glide slope very quickly now. Let's get ready to hit approach here. I'll go ahead and hit approach hold. You can see it's bringing the nose up. So I'm going to add some power in here. I gotta say, usually in this plane we used to not be able to get the ILS to work for anything. Like around the world and stuff like that. We seem to always have a problem. Alright. Working with my procedures here, getting them set up for actually after landing. Flaps coming out. Just gonna balloon us up. Bring down the power just a little bit to help counteract that. 233. So we're a little high. She got a little off there. I don't know why. Unless should work a little better than that, I would think. By the way, altitude select. Well, I was gonna say it's about 1100 actually. Because at that point we'll be 1,000 above, and I'll go ahead and take this off. Actually, you can go ahead and set it up higher. That's right. When she's on the ILS, she'll keep on going down. Almost forgot that. Autopilot coming off. Flight director, get everything off. Yaw damper, everything. She set me up a little to the left. Alright, we're at full flaps. Hold that nose down. Attempt to hold that nose down. Come on. It's like that ballooning effect just didn't want to go away. Lighting is 75 to 85 on the approach, so we're like right there. Work on getting down here. Getting back on the glide slope now. Having to put too much pressure on the nose though, so we need to trim down more. Alright, now we're set up good. Add a little bit more power. So we're coming back on the glide so we don't want to get low. That was a little too much. Bringing the power back. But again, a little too much there. Our speed is dropping as well. Alright, off the power. Flare. There we go. A little right of center. Not too bad though. It was a long flight. I gotta tell you, it was a really long flight. Seems like we've been sitting here forever on this flight. So it looks like we want to taxi to the left. I think we can go past this runway. Yeah, there's a taxiway just past it. For some reason, I don't like taxiing on runways. Alright, sweet. Getting ground gremlins, I think it's just because the flight's been so daggone long. Alright, stop right here. Landing lights and strobe can go off. This goes to low idle. I missed that last time. Stop the recording. Come on, go back up. There we go. There we go. Because I want FSEconomy to log this before anything can happen. Anything bad. Don't want to have to repeat this flight. This took a long time. Almost a couple of hours. Even at 4X. But probably over 4 hours if you include all the setup. I thought this, I didn't know there was another taxiway. I thought this came over here and we could taxi over to the grass here. This is where I wanted to go. So we're going to come over here and I'm going to very quickly hit the parking brake. So FSEconomy will log it for sure. Let it grab it. Nice. Alright, parking brake is set. Bleed air, all that is down and off. Power lever is idle. ITT is stabilized. Probe RPM lever goes to feather. Fuel condition lever cut off. And it does say lights off. I was talking about that last time. I didn't think it said some of this to come off. Taxi light automatically goes off because we're not taxiing. Nav can come off. Seatbelts, no smoking. Prop auto heat, stall heat, pitot heat. Now that we're stopped, I guess the beacon can come off as well. Avionics number 1 and 2. You can go off. Battery switch off. Fuel tank selectors left and right can go off. I don't think I did that last time either, although we were doing a quicker turnaround as well. Alright, and that's pretty much it. It doesn't really say anything about the generator or anything about any of that. Although I thought after we landed, I think that's supposed to come off as well. I had missed that. Alright, let's go over to FSEconomy and get paid. Alright, everybody. So the income was $12,750, a really good flight for us. You see, we had the plane for almost 5.5 hours. I told you that was a really, really long flight. 5 hours, 25 minutes there. Ground crew fee, $1,275.80. It didn't talk about how much fuel we used. It didn't in the last flight either. I think it's because but we're leasing the plane, so we pay for it, so I'm not really sure. So the total cost there was $1,275.80. Bringing the total $11,482.20 minus the fuel though. So $3,062.20 to YT Flyers, $8,420 to me. That's a really good flight for us. We haven't made anything close to that in a while. Look at this, 11,000. Right, a 6,001 for me. You can see some other people. Was it Kirschbach? He had a 17,001. Daggone. And the DC-5 Buffalo. Yeah, that 14,000 and 19,001. I looked at that plane for a plane. The only one I saw that was a freeware, and I didn't like the way it looked, or else I would try that. Yeah, I wish he'd fly some more. Man, he's got some high-paying flights there, especially compared to mine. That's really good for us. Banking. Let's move some of this over just so it's easy. 8,932. And let's move this over. 2,443.52. And let's just add it up. 103 and 49 is 152, so we're about 172,000 or so. Almost 173. So that's really good for us. God, we're getting close. Closer and closer. We just need people to keep on flying and we'll do pretty good. But wow, that was a really long flight. I think that's the longest I've ever had in FSEconomy. That was really long. But it was fun. And so, well, I guess that's going to be it for this episode, everybody. Hope you all did enjoy it. I'll catch you guys on the next flight.